China's latest AI breakthrough has leapfrogged the world, but from a Chinese lab called DeepSeek.
Just when you thought the AI industry was settled, a small Chinese research firm called DeepSeek has shocked the world with their latest release, DeepSeek R1. This AI model is comparable to OpenAI's latest iterations, but with a twist. It's completely open source and free. You heard that right.
The app has become the most downloaded free app in the US already. Its popularity has shaken the market.
DeepSeek, with a modest budget of just $5 million, has created an AI that has industry giants like OpenAI, Meta, and Microsoft scrambling. But this isn't just another underdog story. This release has sparked debates about the future of AI, the dominance of American tech, and even the true cost of building an AI model.
US President Donald Trump has warned that a new AI chatbot from Chinese startup DeepSeek is a wake-up call for America's tech industry.
The release of DeepSeek AI from a Chinese company should be a wake-up call for our industries that we need to be laser-focused on.
Hold on tight, because we're diving into one of the biggest AI scandals of the decade. The AI model that blew the tech world away. When DeepSeek R1 was released, it wasn't just another AI model hitting the market. It was a revolution. The industry's biggest players, from OpenAI to Meta, had spent hundreds of millions developing cutting-edge AI models. But DeepSeek, a small Chinese firm with limited resources, managed to develop an AI model that could compete head-to-head with anything that has come before it. This wasn't just a minor achievement, it was an industry-shaking move. The fact that DeepSeek managed to build such a powerful model for a fraction of the cost caused an immediate wave of shock and intrigue. DeepSeek R1 was designed with open-source accessibility in mind, allowing anyone to experiment and reproduce the model. This was a far cry from the traditional proprietary models controlled by the world's tech giants. It wasn't just another tool for developers. This was an evolutionary moment that opened the door for anyone to create their own AI solutions, no matter how big or small their budget was. The implications of this move were profound, signaling that AI development might no longer be restricted to the elite few who could afford massive infrastructure costs. What made this release even more shocking was the fact that DeepSeek was completely transparent about their process. They provided details on how the model was trained, including the specific GPUs and datasets used. The AI community had always assumed that training a model of this caliber required untold resources. So how could DeepSeek pull it off with such a small budget? The answer seemed simple: efficiency. They had found a way to optimize every part of the development process to minimize costs while still achieving world-class results. DeepSeek's transparency, combined with the fact that they were offering everything for free, left many AI experts wondering if they had been approaching AI development the wrong way. The huge budgets of major corporations seemed wasteful in comparison. Was it really necessary for these tech giants to pour billions into AI infrastructure when DeepSeek was doing it for pennies on the dollar? This question lingered in the minds of analysts as they tried to wrap their heads around the enormity of what DeepSeek had just done. And then came the reactions from big tech. They weren't just amazed, some were downright threatened. If DeepSeek R1 could offer the same level of AI capability for such a small cost, could it render the multi-billion-dollar investments of major companies irrelevant? Or was DeepSeek an anomaly, a one-off success story? Whatever the case, DeepSeek had shaken the very foundation of the AI world, and no one knew what the next chapter would bring. How DeepSeek trained a monster AI for pennies. The most mind-blowing aspect of DeepSeek R1's release wasn't just its capabilities, it was how it was trained. Traditionally, state-of-the-art models require massive budgets to cover the cost of GPUs, data, energy consumption, and human expertise. OpenAI, for example, spent hundreds of millions to train its models, and these high costs were often cited as the reason AI models could only be developed by the wealthiest companies. DeepSeek, however, turned this idea on its head. They trained R1 for just $5 million, a fraction of the industry norm. DeepSeek's approach to developing R1 involved a keen understanding of efficiency at every stage. Instead of relying on massive clusters of servers and unlimited cloud storage, they streamlined their resources. By using a carefully selected set of GPUs and optimizing every step of the training process, they kept the costs incredibly low. This wasn't a case of cutting corners. It was a masterclass in maximizing resources. The team behind DeepSeek essentially used lean AI development, where each decision was made to keep costs manageable without sacrificing quality. For the AI industry, this approach raised several uncomfortable questions. If DeepSeek could build such a powerful AI with minimal resources, were the huge investments from companies like Meta and Microsoft necessary? The industry had always assumed that developing cutting-edge AI required billions in infrastructure, but DeepSeek had proven that wasn't the case. Analysts and developers alike were now grappling with the idea that AI models didn't need to be so expensive to be effective. The cost of training DeepSeek R1 was only a fraction of what major corporations had spent on similar models, leaving many to wonder if the entire AI business model was being built on overinflated expenses. The implications of DeepSeek's cost-effective AI were far-reaching. Not only did it suggest that AI could be developed for far less money than previously believed, but it also opened the door to a democratization of AI development. With open-source access to R1, smaller companies and individual developers could now experiment with and create AI models without the need for massive capital investment. This meant that AI innovation was no longer limited to the wealthiest players, but could be driven by anyone with the right skills and vision. The impact of DeepSeek's success is still unfolding, but one thing is clear. The days of over-the-top spending in AI development may be coming to an end. If DeepSeek could achieve the same results with so much less, then what else was the industry wasting money on? DeepSeek had pulled back the curtain on AI development, and the world would never look at the AI business the same way again. The AI revolution, open source versus closed source models. DeepSeek R1's open source release has turned the tide in the AI industry, shifting the conversation from proprietary models to open source solutions. For years, tech giants like OpenAI, Meta, and Google have locked down their AI models, keeping them behind paywalls and limiting access to only a select few. This was, in part, a way to protect their massive investments and maintain a competitive edge. But DeepSeek's decision to release R1 for free and make the entire model open source has sparked a revolution. The open source model is nothing new. It has been a staple in the software development community for decades. However, its application in AI has always been limited due to the massive resources required to develop top-tier models. With DeepSeek's release, the conversation has shifted. Open source AI could now become the standard. The idea of free access to cutting-edge models is exhilarating, and it has the potential to accelerate AI innovation in ways we haven't seen before. No longer are developers constrained by high licensing fees or access limitations. They can now build, tweak, and expand upon DeepSeek R1 without any restrictions. DeepSeek's success has forced the major players to rethink their strategies. If an AI model like R1 can be open-sourced and still compete with the most expensive models on the market, why are these tech giants still hoarding their models? The argument for closed-source AI has always been about protecting intellectual property and maintaining control. But with DeepSeek's success, the need for proprietary models seems less clear. The world is now seeing the power of collaboration in AI, where the best ideas are shared freely, allowing for rapid advancement across the board. Of course, not everyone is on board with this new vision. Major corporations, especially in the US, have been slow to embrace open-source AI. They argue that profit-driven innovation is essential for the industry to grow, but DeepSeek's success is beginning to undermine that argument. By offering their model for free, DeepSeek has proven that innovation doesn't always need to be profit-driven. In fact, it could be the opposite. Open-source models could fuel an explosion of grassroots innovation, leading to new applications and breakthroughs that would be impossible under traditional business models. With DeepSeek leading the charge, it's possible that we'll see a fundamental shift in how AI is developed and distributed. The future could belong to open-source AI, where developers across the globe can collaborate freely to build the next generation of intelligent systems. As the industry continues to react to DeepSeek's disruptive move, one thing is clear. The age of proprietary AI is rapidly approaching its end. The cost of AI. Are we wasting billions? DeepSeek's revelation that they trained R1 for just $5 million has raised serious questions about the way the AI industry spends its money. The cost of training top-tier AI models has long been a hot topic in the tech world. Companies like OpenAI, Meta, and Microsoft have invested billions into AI infrastructure, hoping to build the smartest and most capable models. But if DeepSeek can build a comparable model for such a small fraction of the cost, then what's really going on? The AI industry has become increasingly commercialized, with major companies funneling billions into model development, cloud infrastructure, and energy consumption. But DeepSeek's success challenges the very premise of this massive spending. If a small company can achieve the same results for so little, does that mean the big players have been wasting money all along? Could it be that the industry has overestimated the costs of AI development, artificially inflating the price to maintain an exclusive, profit-driven market? Some analysts believe that DeepSeek's $5 million budget proves that AI innovation can be more affordable than previously thought. This could signal a paradigm shift in the way AI companies operate, with a renewed focus on efficiency rather than overspending. If the major players in the industry fail to adjust their approach to AI development, they could soon find themselves facing a serious competitive disadvantage. While some experts argue that DeepSeek's approach will ultimately lead to a race to the bottom in terms of quality, others are more optimistic. They see DeepSeek's cost-effective strategy as the future of AI development, an approach that prioritizes sustainability over excess spending. In the long run, this could lead to a more democratized AI market, where smaller companies and independent developers can compete with the big tech giants on a more level playing field. Ultimately, DeepSeek's success raises a fundamental question. If AI can be built more affordably than we thought, how will this change the way we invest in technology? Will we continue to pour billions into AI infrastructure, or will companies start looking for more efficient, cost-effective solutions? DeepSeek has set the stage for a new era in AI, and the price of progress may never be the same again. The Chinese factor. Is DeepSeek a threat to US dominance? DeepSeek's success hasn't just shocked the AI world, it has raised serious geopolitical concerns. As a small Chinese firm, DeepSeek's rise has sparked fears among US companies and government officials that China could soon overtake the US in AI development. In the wake of DeepSeek's release, some have speculated that this could be a deliberate strategy by the Chinese government to undermine US tech dominance. This has led to heated debates in the US about whether DeepSeek's actions are part of a larger economic warfare effort. Some critics argue that DeepSeek's low-cost AI model is designed to make American AI development unprofitable, forcing US companies to retreat or lose market share. Others believe that the real motivation behind DeepSeek's release is simply market disruption, with no political agenda behind it. Despite the concerns, there is little concrete evidence to suggest that DeepSeek's success is part of a coordinated effort by the Chinese government to undermine US tech. Many experts argue that DeepSeek's open-source approach is simply a business model choice, aimed at accelerating AI development and opening new markets. However, the geopolitical implications are hard to ignore. In an age where tech is the new front line of global competition, DeepSeek's success could force the US to rethink its approach to AI development. Some experts, like Alexander Wang, argue that export bans on cutting-edge chips may have inadvertently led to China becoming more creative in finding ways to build powerful AI models without access to the latest hardware. If this is true, DeepSeek's success could be a sign that the US needs to rethink its approach to AI infrastructure and export controls. As the situation unfolds, one thing is clear. DeepSeek's success has introduced a new level of competition to the global AI race, with the balance of power between the US and China hanging in the balance. Whether DeepSeek is a game changer or just a blip on the radar, its influence on the global tech landscape cannot be ignored. The end of the AI monopoly, open source, is here to stay. DeepSeek's release of R1 isn't just a technological marvel. It marks the beginning of the end for the AI monopoly held by a handful of companies. OpenAI, Meta, Microsoft, and Google have long dominated the AI space, controlling the flow of innovation and access to state-of-the-art models. But now, DeepSeek's bold move has shattered the idea that only the wealthiest companies can create cutting-edge AI models. With open source access to R1, anyone with the right skills and resources can start developing their own AI models. No massive budgets or exclusive access required. This represents a tectonic shift in how AI will be developed and distributed in the future. Open source models like DeepSeek R1 offer a level playing field for smaller companies and independent developers. Gone are the days when only the largest players could afford to build AI systems capable of competing at the highest levels. Now, the power of AI development is in the hands of anyone who's willing to contribute to the open source ecosystem, creating a democratized AI landscape. The implications for the tech giants are profound. No longer can companies like OpenAI and Google rely on their massive infrastructure and proprietary models to maintain their competitive edge. Instead, they'll need to focus on innovation and efficiency, the same qualities that allowed DeepSeek to build R1 for a fraction of the cost. This could lead to a future where competition thrives not just between companies, but across the entire AI ecosystem. Open source models may become the standard, allowing more people to get involved in AI development and opening the door to innovative breakthroughs. But even as the open source movement gains momentum, the question remains: will these companies shift their approach, or will they try to clamp down on open source AI? The issue is likely to spark a war of attrition between proprietary and open source models, as companies fight to protect their market share and dominance in the industry. OpenAI and others may have the financial resources to compete, but DeepSeek has proven that brains over budgets can win the race. As open source AI continues to gain traction, it's clear that DeepSeek's success is just the beginning. More companies are likely to follow suit, releasing their own open source models and further disrupting the AI market. The question now is whether the established players can adapt to this new world, or if they'll be left behind by a growing wave of independent innovation. Is DeepSeek part of a larger strategy? With DeepSeek's sudden rise, there's been a lot of speculation about its true motivations. Is this really just a side project by a small Chinese company, or is there something bigger at play? Some experts are beginning to suggest that DeepSeek's rapid success could be part of a larger strategy to weaken the US tech industry and its dominance in AI. The timing of the release, just after Project Stargate, raises important questions about whether DeepSeek is deliberately aiming to disrupt the US AI economy. DeepSeek's success has struck fear into the hearts of some high-ranking figures in the US AI community. The Chinese firm has proven that it's possible to create a state-of-the-art AI model for a fraction of the price that US companies have paid for their own models. Some analysts believe that this could be part of a larger effort to make US companies like OpenAI and Meta unsustainable, thereby tilting the global AI playing field in China's favor. With the increasing reliance on US tech companies for AI research, the ramifications of a Chinese competitor entering the scene could be game-changing. However, the lack of evidence for these claims has kept this theory on the fringes. DeepSeek's model was released with transparency and openness, characteristics not typically associated with covert political agendas. Was DeepSeek simply leveraging the tools available to it? Or is there an organized effort to undermine American dominance in the tech world? The truth may never fully come to light, but one thing is certain. DeepSeek has captured the world's attention and thrown the AI competition into a frenzy. The timing of DeepSeek's success has certainly raised eyebrows. It comes right on the heels of the US government and tech giants committing massive funds to AI infrastructure and AI safety, thinking they were at the cutting edge of innovation. Suddenly, a small Chinese firm swoops in and releases an open-source AI model that could make the billion-dollar investments in the US seem somewhat redundant. Could DeepSeek's release be a sign of economic warfare? Or is this just a case of a small company capitalizing on market inefficiencies? What's clear is that DeepSeek is forcing a major re-evaluation of the global AI landscape. Whether or not it's intentionally attempting to shift the balance of power in favor of China, DeepSeek's unprecedented success signals that the future of AI may no longer be dictated by traditional industry giants. In fact, the rules of engagement in AI development may be forever altered, with countries and companies now finding themselves in a new kind of technological arms race, one that doesn't rely on the wealth of resources, but on creativity, efficiency, and access to the right open-source tools. Will open-source models dominate? The success of DeepSeek R1 begs a fundamental question. Is this the beginning of the end for proprietary AI models? The AI industry has long been dominated by companies that keep their models tightly under wraps, releasing them only to select partners or for high fees. But DeepSeek's open-source approach, offering a high-performance model for free, has challenged the status quo in a way few could have predicted. Now, the question looms. Is open source the future of AI development? Historically, the tech industry has been reluctant to embrace open source models when it comes to AI. For years, the biggest players in the space have relied on their ability to monetize proprietary technology. But DeepSeek's success in creating an open source model that is comparable to the best models available has thrown that entire model into question. If companies like DeepSeek can create state-of-the-art AI models for little cost, then what does that mean for the future of AI companies that rely on expensive licensing and hardware infrastructure? The shift toward open-source AI could have major implications for the entire AI industry. For one, it could accelerate the pace of innovation. Instead of a handful of companies controlling the technology, thousands of developers could now have access to cutting-edge models, potentially leading to a bigger pool of ideas and faster breakthroughs. This could make AI more accessible to smaller companies, startups, and even individual developers who previously didn't have the means to develop their own AI models. But not everyone is convinced that open source will dominate the industry. Critics argue that creating and maintaining state-of-the-art AI models requires not just good code, but the infrastructure to support it: massive data centers, high-powered GPUs, and a team of specialized researchers. For these reasons, they believe that large companies will continue to hold an edge, at least in the short term. However, DeepSeek's success shows that innovation doesn't always require the biggest budgets, and that smaller players can still disrupt the market. Looking ahead, the rise of open-source AI models could lead to a fundamental shift in how the industry operates. As more companies and individuals gain access to powerful AI tools, we may see a growing shift toward collaboration rather than competition. Instead of companies fighting to monopolize the market, we might see a new era of shared innovation, where the goal is to improve AI for everyone. In a world where anyone can participate, the potential for global cooperation in AI development has never been greater. Is the US losing the race? In the wake of DeepSeek's groundbreaking release of R1, the global AI landscape has changed forever. While the US has historically been at the forefront of AI innovation, with massive investments from tech giants like Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI, DeepSeek's success has made one thing clear. The race for AI dominance is no longer a one-horse race. The question now is the US losing the AI race? Many believe that DeepSeek's success has revealed a major weakness in the US strategy: the over-reliance on huge financial investments and proprietary models. US companies have poured billions of dollars into developing their AI systems, relying on enormous capital expenditures and an insular approach to innovation. DeepSeek, on the other hand, has proven that it is possible to create cutting-edge AI systems with minimal spending, all while keeping their models open and available to anyone willing to work with them. As a result, some analysts are questioning whether the US has been too focused on monetizing AI and protecting its intellectual property, rather than pushing for open access and democratization of the technology. DeepSeek's open-source approach has proven that there are alternative models for AI development, ones that could potentially outpace the massive investments made by American tech companies. This could fundamentally change how AI is developed and used globally, with China now at the helm of a potential open-source revolution in the field. The US response to DeepSeek's challenge has been mixed. On one hand, there has been a surge of investment in AI infrastructure in an attempt to counter DeepSeek's success. On the other hand, US companies are now facing the uncomfortable reality that they are no longer the uncontested leaders in AI development. As more open-source models like DeepSeek R1 emerge, the US risks losing its competitive edge in the AI space if it doesn't adapt quickly. The implications of DeepSeek's rise go far beyond the business side of AI. They have sparked a broader debate about the ethics and responsibilities of AI development. Should AI be controlled by a handful of powerful corporations, or should it be open to the public, where it can be used and modified for the collective benefit? This question will undoubtedly shape the future of AI development and will likely define the next phase of the global AI race. As more countries and companies embrace the open source model, the stakes have never been higher. A new era of competition? DeepSeek's rise has opened up a new chapter in AI development. By making its R1 model open source and available to anyone, DeepSeek has set a new precedent for how AI models should be created, accessed, and utilized. The traditional model of relying on proprietary, expensive, and exclusive AI systems is now being questioned, and the world is watching to see what happens next. Will DeepSeek's open source revolution spark a new era of AI competition, or will it lead to a more collaborative and innovative future for the industry? The potential for open source AI to disrupt traditional development models is immense. Smaller companies and independent developers now have access to top-tier technology that was once reserved for only the largest players in the game. This could lead to an explosion of new ideas, products, and use cases, accelerating the progress of AI in ways we've never seen before. The rise of open-source models could also make AI more accessible to underserved markets, giving them the tools to build their own solutions to pressing global challenges. However, this shift toward open-source AI isn't without risks. The most obvious is the potential for misuse of the technology. As AI becomes more accessible, the possibility of malicious actors using these models for harmful purposes increases. To combat this, there will likely need to be new frameworks in place to ensure that AI is developed and used ethically and responsibly. But with open-source development comes the promise of transparency, and a more inclusive, diverse range of voices can contribute to making AI a force for good in society. At the same time, the rise of open-source models may be a wake-up call for larger companies to rethink their approach to AI. As DeepSeek's success proves, smaller players can compete effectively and produce high-quality AI models without the need for massive financial investments. This could lead to a restructuring of the AI industry, where companies are forced to focus not just on their own profits, but on how they can collaborate with others to bring AI into the hands of people everywhere. In the end, the future of AI development is wide open. With companies like DeepSeek leading the charge, we may be entering an era where innovation is the driving force, not capital. The next few years will likely determine whether open-source models truly take over and whether traditional companies can adapt or fall behind. Changing the world of tech forever. DeepSeek R1's release has already had a profound impact on the world of AI, but its long-term effects could be even more transformative. As DeepSeek challenges traditional development models and shows that cutting-edge AI can be created with minimal resources, it's becoming increasingly clear that the future of AI may not belong to the largest companies, but to the small innovators who embrace openness and efficiency. The ramifications for the global tech industry are massive, and this is only the beginning. The open-source revolution sparked by DeepSeek has the potential to reshape industries far beyond just AI. We could see more democratized access to technology in fields like healthcare, education, and sustainability, as smaller, independent developers use AI to tackle some of the world's most pressing problems. AI-powered solutions that were once thought to be the exclusive domain of large companies are now within reach for anyone with the right skills and tools. This could lead to innovation on a scale that we've never seen before. DeepSeek R1's impact also highlights a shift in the global balance of power. With open-source AI, countries that were previously left behind in the tech race could now leapfrog into the future, using AI-driven solutions to tackle their unique challenges. This shift may also have political and economic consequences, as countries with greater access to AI could gain significant advantage in global markets. But as with any breakthrough, there will be challenges ahead. While DeepSeek's success is undoubtedly a win for the open-source movement, it also forces us to confront the ethical and security risks that come with such powerful technology. As more models like DeepSeek R1 become available, we will need to put in place global regulations to ensure that AI is used responsibly and fairly. The future of AI is not just about innovation, it's about using that innovation to create a better world. DeepSeek R1's release marks the dawn of a new era in AI development, one where efficiency, collaboration, and openness are at the forefront. The world is watching closely, and the next chapter in the story of AI has yet to be written. As DeepSeek R1 continues to stir up the AI world, one thing is clear: the game has changed. This open-source, low-cost model challenges everything we thought we knew about AI development. Will it lead to a new era of democratized tech? Or are there even bigger twists ahead? Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning. Drop your thoughts below and make sure to subscribe to keep up with all the shocking updates as they unfold.